Hey guys, welcome back to Summoners World Chronicles, and in today's video I want to share with you guys some of the best free-to-play unit out there in the game that you can use for free to crush the early game and progress really fast in Chronicles. Let's start off with Water Garuda Konamiya. Konamiya is a 3-star unit. So Konamiya is extremely easy to build and maxed out in terms of skill and awakening level. The skill 2 can provide cooldown reduction for the entire team. It is super important in this game because the skills of anything have very long cooldown. The skill 3 is also absolutely amazing. It heals the entire team and removes electric shock, a very common damage over time effect. It will also apply the mana regeneration speed up to the team summoner, and the recovery is based on max HP, which means it will get stronger and stronger the better you build your Konamiya. It is one of the most popular water support in the game, so you can bring Konamiya with pretty much any team that you can use out there and with any summoner you want to use with. Next up, we have the Wind Pixie Shannon, an incredible buffer and debuffer. Her skill 3 not only provide attack buff and defense buff, but also decrease the attack down and defense down level on the entire team. Her skill 2 is an AoE attack down skill. Imagine you're fighting so many enemies at the same time, but all of them have attack down, and you have defense buff up. They're not going to do any damage to you. If you're using Cleave as your main summoner, you can tank better with Shannon on your team. If you're using Orbia or Kina, you'll be able to do more damage and survive better in battle. So Shannon is one of the most versatile units out there in the game for early game, and even now in the end game for some player, they are still using Shannon. The third one in the Holy Trinity, the Fire Fairy Iselia. This one might not be as important as the other two units, but she's still one of the most amazing free-to-play units in the game. If you're using Orbia, you can use your fire weapon to consistently provide burn effect on the enemy. And Iselia's skill 3 can provide defense down to enemies with burn debuff. She can only provide burn effect by herself if she is replacing a defense buff up on the enemy. There are many enemy and boss in the game with defense buff, so she provides a lot of value by replacing the defense buff into burn and apply defense down when there's a burn effect. But of course, there will be also cases where you don't have any enemy with defense buff up and you need to have burn effect to apply defense down. So if you're using Orbia with a fire weapon, you will always apply defense down with Iselia so easily, and that is really cool. If you're using the Order 2 summoner, you might not see defense down often, but her value in the skill 2 is still absolutely amazing. She can provide attack down when enemy doesn't have attack up, and if there's attack up, she will remove it. So she's an excellent support to keep enemy damage low and potentially provide defense down. So with this combo, Konamiya, Shannon, and Iselia, your team is very versatile, and you have attack buff, defense buff, you have healing, you have cooldown reduction, you have attack down and defense down all the time, so you cover almost every single need of a player. And the team will suit the most for Orbia on fire elements, so you can provide burn effect for Iselia. But don't worry too much about it. I play with Kina and I progress through PvE so easily with these 3 units alone. You don't even have to build anything else fancy. You will start building more specific unit for that one particular dungeon, but with these 3, you will do absolutely fine. Next up, we have the Water Archer Ellen. She might not be a 3-star unit, but you can get her for free from the monster story quest in the God Journal. And then throughout the story mission, you'll get pieces of her to make her even stronger. And she is an amazing damage dealer. She has an AoE attack that can apply freeze on the enemy, and her skill 2 can deal damage based on target max HP and attack one more time if the target is nearby. So she's an excellent unit for bosses. And her passive allowing her to cleanse the burn and apply attack speed up and clear it up to herself, making her an awesome unit for the lava cave. The boss will constantly put burn on you, but then that will only make her stronger, so she will attack faster and deal better damage. Next, we have one of the strongest 5-star unit in the game right now for progression. Let's take a look at the Fire Raven Karambit. You can actually get this guy for free from the God Journal, so it will probably take you like 5 minutes to get your hands on him and max him out with your resources. He has probably one of the most awesome skill 1 in the game. It attacks the enemies 2 times, ignoring enemy beneficial effects, and each attack also has a chance to ignore a part of enemy defense. Karambit can also constantly buff attack speed and evasion to itself via skill 2 and the passive. You can use him in pretty much any context except for a water boss. Even in the expedition, he can ignore the boss endure buff and deal fatal damage to the boss immediately. He is also an amazing option to be used in the path of adventure, like the boss in Forgotten Earth Shrine. It has defense buff all the time, but now this guy is ignoring all of that defense buff and even dealing depth penetration damage. Definitely an amazing damage dealer in the Tear Glands cave, and you can definitely use him in the lava cave as well. This next one is an honorable mention because it is not exactly free to play, but because it is a 3-star LD unit you might come across it when you summon with unknown scroll or just a normal scroll, and that is going to be the 3-star Dark Harpy Helia. She is one of the most meta supporter in the game right now. Her skill 3 can apply defense down and damage taken up, both effects that allow you to do more damage on the enemy, so she is amazing for bosses. She can also do some decent damage on her own, and I've been using her in PvP, and her skill 2 with a stun is insane as well. So those are some of my favorite 3-star budget unit option of choice. Let me know in the comment section down below what is your favorite 3-star unit or just budget unit in general. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.